Good morning, everyone. Join me on a trail ride this morning as we tackle some trails in the south of Bangalore, barely about 10 or 15 kilometers from where we live. We live close to Kengeri in a place called Doddabele. So, here we go down this concrete path before we get onto the trail. There's me and my friend and cycling buddy Sharat, who's right behind me. You can't see him now, but I'm pointing to a couple of Malabar hornbills, or so I thought, but he doesn't seem to be convinced. But I thought they were Malabar hornbills together. I don't know if those birds fly together. They're large birds. Anyway, we continue on this concrete path which joins a small trail. And trails are, great to ride on mountain bikes. The best thing about mountain bikes is that you can ride on these trails because these are larger tires, they have traction, and you can go on these trails despite all the stones, the rocks, and the foliage that's in the way. And we particularly like these trails because, as you can see, it's so green on either side. There's nobody and nothing on these trails that we've discovered. We discover them by trial and error. There are no Google Maps that take us there. One trail leads to another. There's a patch of country road in between, like you see now, that we are on now. And there's my friend Sharat racing past me on his mountain bike. He set up a good pace, so let's see if we can catch him while we go on this country road that again joins this trail that starts here. Now this one is a bit of a difficult trail, I should say. I say difficult because there's a lot of broken stones, rocks, a lot of foliage, but it's a beautiful trail. It's very, very exciting and extremely enjoyable to ride these trails. They go up and they go down, and there's jungle on both sides. I won't say it's a big jungle or anything, but it's just like brushland forest, or maybe slightly thicker than that. But it's really exciting in the mornings to go on these trails. There's just about nobody and nothing. They don't really connect anywhere, so they're right in the middle of nowhere, but very close to where we live in South Bangalore. Let's see if we can catch up with Sharat, who's as usual set up a blistering pace. He's like a ghost rider. I see him only in the corners of these trails. There you see. There is Sharat as we catch up with him. You can hear the tires crunching the gravel, the broken stones, the rocks. It's technically challenging. It requires all my attention to keep the cycle on the path, but it is definitely rewarding in terms of fun. Now, we started trail riding about a few months ago. Earlier we used to just go on roads, but then we got bored with that and we started exploring, and we found out there are so many trails in and around South Bangalore that it is astonishing. And as you keep discovering these trails, it becomes a habit and a hobby. We go up and down these trails. Now there is Sharat. We'll catch up with him. Yeah, so I was saying that we discover these trails, and that's the enjoyable part. Every trail is unique in its own way. Okay, great. He's stopping. I need to catch my breath. We come to a clearing here, so we'll catch our breath, and Sharat is telling me something that only two cyclists can understand. Before we head out on the next section of the trail, I think this is the last one that we will do. It's a short trail back to where we started. Sharath is behind me, and there we go. This is a downhill trail, again full of cobblestones, and as you can hear the trees crunching the stones. While it looks quite challenging and difficult, it isn't as hard as it looks if you have a bit of practice. But it is immensely more enjoyable than just going on the road, which we used to do earlier on a mountain bike. But of course now we do all our road biking on a road bike. So here the trail ends, we hit a concrete path and the climb starts. So we start climbing. Sharath is behind me, I think he's catching up. And there's a small temple here at the top with several gods and goddesses. So we stop by this temple. We finish our ride here amidst the gods and the greenery. Literally speaking, there are so many small murtis here of gods, and of course the scenery is breathtakingly beautiful on this small hilltop.